your curls look like this when you let them air dry, but you want them to look like this, try this curly hair routine. You want to brush your hair once and only once while your hair is still soaking wet. Your hair should literally be like soaking, like fully wet. This is a brush made specifically to clump your curls. Next, go in with a leave-in conditioner. You want to use your products generously, like make sure your hair is fully coated. Go lighter on the roots, but you still want to add a little bit. Next, go in with your curl defining cream. You want to once again use a lot of product. Rub the product between your fingers so you can evenly coat your hair and just really rub that through. I know it's scary adding product to your roots, but this will help calm the frizz and also add volume. We're not scrunching quite yet because we want to make sure our hair is fully coated and it's not going to get frizzy. Next, you're going to go in with your styling gel. I know it's scary to use gel, but I promise your hair is not going to get crispy. I like to lather my hair in the product rather than raking it in because I want to make sure I'm getting as many curl clumps as possible. Now it's finally time to scrunch your hair, so gently scrunch up and down, and you're going to want to do this for like a minute on either side. Then you're going to take your mousse and you're going to add it to your roots. Once again, be generous with the product. Your curls may not look perfect quite yet, and that's okay. This is when we're going to start finger coiling. Take the strands that are looking a little bit too straight and just add a twist to them. Usually it's quite hard to get your front pieces to stay curly, so make sure you're finger coiling these ones especially. We're gonna be back once our hair dries to do some curl plastic surgery. The hair is finally dry. Now it's time to break the gel cast and make our hair look super soft and voluminous. To do this, we go in with a hair oil and we are gonna scrunch our hair one last time. Last but not least, yes, we're going in with a curling iron. We're curling the two front pieces of our hair. The key is to put your curling iron straight at the root and curl towards your face on either side. And that's it. It literally looks so good. You can't even tell me otherwise. Okay, love you guys. Bye.
So if your hair is wavy when wet, but it dries all poofy and frizzy, you have curly or wavy hair, and this is what you should do. Take a spray bottle and get your hair soaking wet. If it sounds like this, it's wet enough. Now take a leave-in conditioner. Leave-in conditioners are gonna make sure your hair stays hydrated. You're gonna take a hairbrush and detangle your hair so there's no knots when you style. I'm taking a clip and separating my hair into sections. Re-wet your hair. Now we're gonna take a curl cream to define our curls. About this much for this section and raking it in. Now scrunch. Now I'm further defining my curls using a Denman brush, but you can just finger coil if you don't have one. Now I'm taking a mousse to add volume to my hair, taking about this much and scrunching it in. Lastly, I'm taking some gel to eliminate frizz. Also just gonna scrunch this in. Now I'm repeating everything on this section. I also finger coiled my front strands. Lastly, I'm taking a microfiber towel and scrunching out the extra water in my hair. If you don't have one, you can just use a cotton t-shirt. That's the whole routine. Now you can diffuse or air dry. I'm gonna air dry. I'll update you guys when it's dry. My hair is all dry. I swear by this routine. Please try it. Bye guys.
So I let half of my hair dry poofy and frizzy, no products, and then the other half I styled it. People don't believe me when I say that if your hair dries like this, it can turn into this. This time around, I actually tried my routine from 2018, 2019. Wavy girls used to do back in the day. A little bit of curl cream, a little bit of water. You don't have to let your hair dry just to wet it again. Don't do that. I'm only doing that because I'm showing you. Just do this like right after you wash it when it's clean and it's already wet. Trust me. If anything, take it in the shower. I always tell people like just take your curl cream or whatever in the shower with you because I'm gonna go in with product and scrunch and stuff. I am gonna brush it, shake it up really good. I'm not too scared of putting too much in here because it already is super diluted. That's exactly what you want to hear. See your clumps start to form. Some people literally just leave it at that, but because I like a little more definition, go in and do some curl defining. One of these brushes, you roll it back. While it has tension, you roll it down, and then you'll roll it up the barrel, and then you roll it down and unwrap it. I do that literally to just like a lot of just like random little pieces, and I'll even go in different directions, and I don't try to be too super clean with it because I do end up going in and kind of messing it up a little bit in a second. So this looks crazy right now, but you have to trust the process, okay? I'm just gonna wet it a little bit before I start scrunching because it literally already started drying. The scrunching kind of helps them loosen up a little bit. The most important step is the gel. Trust me, do not be scared. Gel, not that much. This is such a great gel. And you just want to glaze it on and scrunch it in. And as you can see, it's kind of starting to separate a little bit. And there you go. You can either just let it air dry or diffuse. I like to diffuse, but that is how I style my poofy hair.
If you have curly or wavy hair that's this texture, I'm going to teach you what you do so you don't hate your curls and you actually end up loving them so much that you rather wear your hair natural than straighten it. First of all, you need to make sure your hair is soaking wet. This brush, kind of gross, has hair all over it, but this is my favorite brush. They say don't brush your curly hair, but I prefer to brush it at least one time once I get out of the shower. Next step for me is leave-in conditioner, always. This is the one from Lush. I love the smell. Take a dollop, work that into your hands, and you're just gonna put that all over the mid to ends. Next, curl defining cream, essential. That just spilled all over my pants. You're gonna get a good amount. Work that through your hands and don't be afraid to coat your hair. And this can go right up to the root. This is gonna help control your frizz and give your curls definition. I know it doesn't look curly, but it's not time to scrunch yet because we're getting the gel out. This was the most intimidating part to me. I was like, hell no, I'm not ever using gel in my curly hair. But I'm telling you, this is the biggest game changer. Coat your hair in the gel. I use a pretty generous amount. I would have never thought I'd be doing this, but look at me now. Oh my god, I almost forgot mousse. We're generous in this house and I like to work this just in the roots. Mousse equals volume and that's exactly what we want. Now is when we're gonna start to scrunch, but the key is you don't want to go super fast. I like to scrunch super slow so the curls kind of chunk together rather than separating. Basically my hair looks like this by the time I'm done. See, the front pieces are usually a little bit damaged, so I like to take my finger and just finger coil them. Listen, if these don't turn out perfect, don't worry, because when this is dry, I'm gonna judge a bit. So the hair is now dry. I've been waiting for a couple hours and this is what it looks like. I mean, a lot of the times I'll also just leave it like this, but sometimes we need a little help to just zhuzh it up a little bit. Before we do that, I'm gonna add some oil just to scrunch any of the gel out because some of it has gotten crispy, but that is totally fine. When you use oil, it just scrunches right out. Honestly, even the hand coils look great. Just take the curler right up to the root, hold it for a second, and then release. It just gives that extra structure and texture that you need. You can keep going with the curler, but honestly I'm just gonna leave it like this. This is the hair with the curly hair routine, and honestly it does not turn out this voluminous without it, so I'm telling you, it's a game changer. Let me know if you try it. A lot of people requested a wavy hair routine, so here it is. And just for a comparison, this is how my hair looked 3 months ago when I took care of it like it was straight hair for 18 years. These are the products that I use, so it's a budget-friendly version. My first step is to double shampoo my hair. I personally use the OGX Coconut Curl shampoo. Then I put a large amount of the Garnier Fructis mask. This is also the only time that I brush my hair in between hair wash days. While keeping the mask inside my hair, I split it into 3 sections. Now I brush each section and let my hair form clumps itself, and I just scrunch it up. And of course repeat the same process to the other sections of my hair. To get out the mask, I wet my hair carefully and scrunch out the product. And you want to do it slowly, just to not disturb any clumps that you made earlier. And I just repeat the process until all the product is out of my hair. Hair gel is really important to my hair because it makes my hair last at least 4 days.
I add quite a large amount just because it will get washed away with the water and scrunched out later. Of course, if you have shorter or finer hair, add less gel. And the last product that is left is a hair mousse. I add a little bit on the roots to get more volume and scrunch out the rest product throughout my hair. Wavy hair is really easy to weigh down, so be sure to scrunch out the water with a cotton t-shirt or some paper towels. This is optional, but at the end I add a little bit more gel that got washed away. Then I plop my hair for about 20 minutes and let it air dry. Of course you can diffuse, but I choose not to. At the end you will have crunchy hair, which is called a gel cast, but just scrunched out with your hands. And at the end you will have gorgeous and voluminous waves.
If you have hair that looks like this, you probably have wavy hair and it could look like this. I'm going to do two sides to show you the difference. This side, what you don't want to do, and this side is what you want to do. The first mistake you might be making is not styling on wet hair. The reason why you want to start with wet hair is because products will absorb easier. If you do it on dry hair, products just sit on top of your hair and it will make it feel greasy. I'm using a water bottle spray right here just to make sure my hair is properly wet enough. If you can hear the sound, that means your hair is wet enough. The second mistake you might be doing is not using any leave-in conditioner. This is what I like to use right here. I've literally been using it for 5 years in every single one of my videos. You want to use leave-in conditioner if your hair is dry, coarse, color treated, damaged, anything. Leave-in conditioner helps you keep moisturized. It's the same as if you have dry skin, you would use a moisturizer for your dry skin. I'm squishing the products in so it can be absorbed. Third mistake, not using curl cream or using way too much of it. Curl cream helps enhance your waves. I'm only using a little bit because I don't want my hair to be weighed down. And again, I haven't used any products on this side because a lot of people think that they don't have to use product, but I want to show you how products can actually enhance your hair. And if your hair is drying while styling, you just want to make sure that it's still wet so that there's no frizz. Don't scrunch your hair like this. This creates a lot of frizz because of the friction and because it's not wet. Instead, what you want to do is brush your hair out so the product is evenly distributed. Then you will come back in, slowly scrunch it like this. Scrunch and hold. You want to be a lot more gentle with your hair. For my bangs, I don't like to scrunch too much, mostly because I want it to frame my face. So I'm going to leave that part alone. And if you really, really want defined waves, what you can do is take a section, brush through like this, and then twirl at the end of the brush so you can create a barrel like this. See that? Then you can scrunch it and hold it. Of course, if you don't have time, then you can skip this part. Scrunching and holding will be more than enough. Already, you can kind of see the difference between this side and this side where it's already drying. What you want to do with this side is use a gel or a mousse, something to hold that style. What this does is it holds your style and it makes it last longer throughout the week. This one that I'm using right here is a spray gel, so it's very lightweight and it doesn't have any crunch at all, and you still have that volume in your hair. I spritz it literally all over my hair, and again I'm going to go in gently to scrunch just so the product can get in there and I'm not causing any frizz. You don't want to let your hair air dry for hours. What you want to do instead is have a cotton t-shirt towel, go in and lightly scrunch. That way it can help you dry and get the excess water out of your hair. Now, even better, if you have a diffuser, you could diffuse your hair to help dry your hair faster. I have my Shark Speed style right here, but honestly there is a diffuser attachment for every hair dryer out there. So if you search on Amazon your hair dryer plus the diffuser attachment, you could probably find that. If you're diffusing your hair, you want to have lowest settings, lowest heat and lowest air. You never ever want to go in your hair like this. Did you see what I did there? That was way too much movement and it caused extra frizz. Instead, do it like this. The last mistake that I don't want you to ever do is brush your hair while it's dry. This is actually very painful for me to do. This is what it ends up looking like. As you can see, this has a lot of definition, while this side doesn't have anything to hold the structure. The side with product versus no product. Now, if your hair looks like this, I want to mention that it's absolutely normal. Frizz is normal, but because of your hair type, there are some necessary steps in order to get it to look defined like this. I feel like it's very similar to makeup. Your natural face is very beautiful, but if you want to look a certain way or enhance it, you're going to use products for it. Hair is the exact same way, and it takes a little bit of effort to get there, especially if you have this hair type.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. All credit goes to the original creators. See you in the next one.